Hey everyone, welcome back to another lesson. Today we're going to talk about conditional inputs. So if you've ever been in a form and you've filled it out, some of the times additional options will pop up depending on the selections that you make. And that's basically what we're going to be able to do with conditional inputs. So depending on what the user selects, we can add or take away specific pieces of a form. So I'll show you how this is used, and then hopefully you can figure out how to apply it to your own applets. So to show this, I'm actually going to be using our ordering app that we've used previously. And if you remember what this looked like, so this was a sample restaurant ordering application where we asked for a guest name, we asked for a table number, an entree, the preparation and sides, and some special requests. Okay, so just a simple order entry. And what I actually want to do is I want to take this prep and I basically just want to apply it to my T-bone steak here. So, this is a Wagyu burger, so we're going to assume that we're not even going to give the customer selection choice on that. But on the T-bone, we're going to let them ruin it, I guess, if they want. So normally, in our normal form, this prep is always visible. And basically what I want to do is I want to only make it visible when I make that selection for the T-bone steak. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to come to our composer, and I've already got the app loaded here, so we'll expand it. And what you'll see is I've got my inputs here, and I've got my main course, and then below that I have my prep. And these look like just our traditional normal inputs, nothing special going on there. All right, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this second one a conditional input. And to show you just where we can see what we're doing, if we mouse over, we can actually see that there's some logic down here on the conditional logic that gives us a little bit of information on how to construct this. So you'll see that we actually add these curly Q brackets around our variable definition, and there's three additional pieces that go into our creating our conditional logic statement. So number one, we've got our initial state, and that's either going to be visible or hidden. So if it's visible, it'll be available initially, and then if a user selects a specific option, it'll hide. Hidden meaning opposite, so it's not there, and then it shows up when the user selects a specific option. The watch label is the label name of the variable we are watching, and then the trigger value is the value of that label that we're taking a look at. That's going to cause the logic gate to flip. So maybe that was confusing, but we'll show you how it's done. It's pretty easy. So to get started, all I'm going to do is I'm basically going to surround my statement, my variable statement, with these curly Q brackets. And I'm just going to do that just to make it easier so I don't forget the ones at the end at the beginning. And the first thing I need to do is define the initial state. So for this one, I'm going to make it hidden because I only want this to pop up after the user has selected the T-bone steak. Okay. Then I'm going to I want to follow the entree label. So this is the variable label that I want to be looking at. So I'm going to tell it to look at the entree. And then what I want is I only want this to pop up. I'm noticing I am doing something wrong. Sorry, I used the wrong marks here. We're going to use our standard colon separators. I apologize for that. So we've got our initial state. We've got our variable label that we're watching, and then we've got the option selected that's going to cause the flip. We do one final double colon, and then we follow it with the additional option that we want to pop up once that state changes. And that's basically it. So now what happens on the front end, when I select T-bone steak, we should get this second option of doneness that pops up. And if I select any other options, this should not pop up. So we'll apply that and save it. And then we'll come back to our app. We'll just reload for good measure. And when we open this, so when we scroll down, we'll see that now we do not have our initial, the prep, the temperature, the doneness is not initially popping up. And when we select T-bone steak, that prep level pops up. Now, if I select Wagyu or grilled salmon or other, it will not pop up, only when I select T-bone steak. And then it just goes forward as usual. So I can select my sides, I can select my guest name and table, and obviously it'll process as normal. All right, so that is conditional inputs, adds another layer to the types of applets that you can make. Have fun.